Right now, someone in your life might be manipulating you, and you have no idea it's happening. That's because toxic people don't announce themselves. They use psychological tactics so subtle that by the time you realize what's going on, they've already rewired how you think about yourself. I'm going to show you 5 red flags that prove someone is manipulating you. And red flag number 3? It's happening in 90% of toxic relationships, but almost nobody recognizes it. Before we dive into these red flags, you need to understand why manipulation works. Toxic people exploit a fundamental human need, our desire to be understood and valued. They study you, find your vulnerabilities, and then weaponize your own emotions against you. The Stoics called this losing your inner citadel, letting someone else control your peace of mind. But here's the truth. Manipulation only works when it's invisible. Once you see these 5 patterns, the spell breaks. So let's expose them. Red flag number 1 is called the validation trap, and it's the foundation for everything else. Here's how it works. When you first meet a toxic person, they shower you with excessive praise and attention. They make you feel seen, understood, special. They say things like, "I've never met anyone like you," or "You're the only person who really gets me." It feels incredible. You are made to feel special and important. This excessive attention, care, and concern, and that's the trap. What they're actually doing is called love bombing in psychology. They're creating an artificial high, a dopamine rush that your brain starts craving. But here's the manipulation. Once you're hooked on that validation, they start withdrawing it. Suddenly, the praise stops, the attention disappears, and you find yourself doing anything to get it back. You change your behavior, compromise your boundaries, ignore your instincts, all to return to that initial feeling. The Stoics warned about this. If you seek validation from others, you give them power over you. I've seen this play out hundreds of times. A friend tells me about a new relationship. "This person is amazing. They understand me completely." 3 months later, they're anxious, confused, constantly trying to figure out what went wrong. What went wrong is they fell for the validation trap. The excessive early praise wasn't genuine. It was a bait. Real connection builds gradually over a long period of time. People try to understand each other, and then a relationship blossoms. But manipulation starts with an explosion of intensity. Red flag number 2, preemptive character assassination. Red flag number 2 is more subtle, and most people miss it completely. It's called preemptive character assassination. Listen carefully to how a toxic person talks about others in their life. Their ex, their former friends, their family, their coworkers. You'll notice a pattern. Everyone else is crazy, toxic, or wronged them. Here's the manipulation. They're not just venting. They're programming you. When they say, "My ex was completely unstable and turned everyone against me," what they're really doing is planting a seed. Later, when you have a problem with their behavior and you try to talk to mutual friends, you'll discover they've already told everyone that you're unstable. They've already painted you as the villain. This is preemptive. They're discrediting you before you even realize there's a problem. The Stoic principle here? Pay attention to patterns, not explanations. If everyone in someone's past is the villain, you're looking at the real villain. Red flag number 3, boundary testing escalation. Red flag number 3 is the one I promised you. And it's happening in 90% of toxic relationships without people recognizing it. It's called boundary testing escalation. Toxic people don't just cross your boundaries. They test them systematically, like a predator testing a fence for weaknesses. Here's how it works. They start small. They show up 10 minutes late without apologizing. They make a joke at your expense. They borrow something without asking. Small violations. And here's the key. They watch your reaction. If you don't push back, they escalate. The lateness becomes 30 minutes. The jokes become meaner. The borrowing becomes taking. Each time you let something slide, you're teaching them how much they can get away with. The Stoics understood this perfectly. The first step toward freedom is recognizing your chains. Every boundary you don't defend becomes a chain they can use to control you. The Stoics were clear. The first step toward freedom is recognizing your chains. Every boundary you don't defend becomes a chain they use to control you. Seneca wrote, "If you don't set boundaries, you'll be defined by the demands of others." Healthy people respect a no. Manipulators see your no as a challenge to overcome. Your boundaries aren't negotiable. They're the foundation of self-respect. Red flag number 4, emotional debt collection. Red flag number 4 is called emotional debt collection, and it's one of the most psychologically damaging tactics manipulators use. They keep a mental ledger of everything they've ever done for you, and they will collect on that debt with interest when it serves them. Dr. Harriet Breaker, author of Who's Pulling Your Strings, explains that manipulators weaponize generosity. Here's how it works. They do favors you never asked for. They give gifts that feel slightly too generous. They help you in ways that make you uncomfortable. And they remember every single one. Then, months later, when you set a boundary or disagree with them, out comes the ledger. After everything I've done for you. Remember when I helped you with, "I can't believe you're treating me this way after I..." Suddenly, you're not having a conversation about the current issue. You're being guilt-tripped about a debt you never agreed to. Listen for these manipulation phrases. "After all I've sacrificed for you. I've always been there for you, and this is how you repay me? You owe me at least." Real generosity has no strings attached. A healthy person says, "I was happy to help," and moves on. A manipulator says, "I helped you, so now you have to..." They're not giving. They're investing in future control. Every favor is a hook they can use later. Marcus Aurelius taught, "When you do good, do it for its own sake, not for recognition or repayment." Real kindness expects nothing in return. The Stoics understood that true generosity liberates both giver and receiver. Manipulation enslaves both. If someone constantly reminds you of what they've done for you, they weren't doing it for you. They were doing it to you. Genuine support doesn't come with an invoice. Red flag number 5, reality distortion and gaslighting. Red flag number 5 is the most dangerous of all. Reality distortion, commonly known as gaslighting. This is when a manipulator makes you question your own memory, perception, and sanity. And according to research from the National Domestic Violence Hotline, it's the hardest manipulation tactic to recognize because it attacks your ability to trust yourself. Psychologist Dr. Robin Stern, who literally wrote the book on gaslighting, identifies 3 stages. First, disbelief. You think, "Did that really happen the way I remember?" Second, defense. You constantly explain and justify yourself. Third, depression. You stop trusting your own judgment entirely. Here's how manipulators do it. They deny things they clearly said or did. "I never said that. You're imagining things." They trivialize your feelings. "You're being too sensitive. That's not what happened." They project their behavior onto you. "You're the one who's manipulative, not me." They use your vulnerabilities against you. "You've always had memory problems, remember?" You confront them about a hurtful comment. They respond, "I never said that. You're twisting my words." You show them the text message. They joke about it or twist it something totally unrelated. They make you sound paranoid about a silly joke. They make you sound like a lunatic and doubt yourself and judgment. Marcus Aurelius warned us 2,000 years ago, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. But how do you protect yourself from people who disguise their manipulation as friendship, love, or concern? The Stoics understood something modern psychology is just now confirming. Toxic people follow predictable patterns. There are 5 specific red flags they all use, and I learned these the hard way. Let me know in the comments which one you were a victim of. Let others learn from your experience, and also share how you overcame the abuse.